Hello everyone. So let's move on to another video. Last time we have seen how we can work on some date and time function. Now today with the help of that date and time function, we are going to work on how we can make a dynamic calendar. So for dynamic calendar, we are going to take input from the user in this particular shell. So when they are going to give the input, I want that they should select from a button and then only we should get the input. So in that case, we must have the developer ribbon. This developer help us out in doing this part. So how to get this developer? First, we should know it. So for that, I'll go to my file ribbon, file tab. I'll go to the options, which is at the last. I'll go to customize ribbon. And from here, developer. This is by default unchecked. We need to check this. So it is by default unchecked. You need to check this and finally click on OK and we will get our developer ribbon. From this developer ribbon, this control option, under this we are having insert. I'm going to click on insert and here we have this spin button option. I'm going to use this spin button. So let's click on the spin button and I'll drag it over this shell. So I make it so that it will not go beyond the shell. I'll copy and make one copy of it. So finally, we have selected these two buttons. Now in the first one, I have made it for month and second, I made it for year. So from the first of the output, we are going to get the month and from the first button, second button, we are going to get the year. So for configuration of these buttons, I'm going to right click on this button and we have format control. So here it directly goes to the control. Current value, since July is going on, so I'm going to write 7. Minimum is 1 and maximum is 12 because we have to give it for month and month is between 1 to 12. Increment will be of 1 and link to which we want to change is we want to keep it behind this button because I do not want to show 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to show January, February, March. So that's why I'm keeping this value at A3 just behind the button. So this is a setting which we have to do in first month button format. So finally we did. Now if I move my cursor to A3, you can see here it's written A7. If I click on this, it's changing to till 12 and it's going beyond. In the same way we have to do it for the year also. Right click, format control, 2021 is going on and minimum is, I'm just giving till 1000 to 9999. Shell link will be this one. And let's click on OK. So finally we are having over here the year, but in month section we are taking it at A3, so I have to use any particular formula to get that. So if you remember last time we have choose function, I'm going to use the same, choose A3. If it is 1, type January. If it is 2, type February. If it is 3, March. If it is 4, April. If it is 5, May. Then June, then July, then August, then September, then October, then November, and finally December. So that's what I have given the formula. Now according to that I'm getting July. Select this and make it again center of the alignment. Now if you will change from here, you will get all the months and here it will get all the years. So finally this input part we have already did. Now let's select from here 7 columns and merge and center. Then 7 columns and 7 rows, and I'm going to make a border into this. I'll also make border at the merge one because here this one I'm going to use for the statistics of we have to write over here what we are doing actually, which calendar we are providing kind of. So for heading purpose we have made this one. Now here I'm going to type Sunday. Let's drag it till Saturday. Now Wednesday is the biggest name, is the lengthwise it's the biggest one. So I'll adjust this cell and we'll check what's the height width of this cell. So column width, it's 10. I'll make all of them as 10 so that they will be equally distributed. 10, and let's make it middle. So finally the format part is done. Now we have to start working on the formulas. The very first thing I need to know, whatever month and whatever year has been written over here, first of that month and that year, on which weekday it falls on. First of that particular month and year. So for that, I'm going to use over here is equal to first, since we are not having any date. So I'm going to first get a date. This is my year. I freeze it. Comma month is over here at A3. Also need to be freezed. And then day, I'm going to write 1. So that makes a date. Year, month and day. Now I need to know the weekday of this. On what weekday it starts from. So since my week over here starts from Sunday, so I don't need to write any number at the return type. But if it was Monday, we have to write something. So return type we don't need to give because default is there Sunday. So if I see our week means July, 1st July to 2021 starts on the 5th day of the week. So if Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3, Wednesday is 4 and Thursday is 5. So 1st July 2021 was on Thursday. So I'm going to put this formula. Let's copy the formula. I'll put this formula is equal to if this formula is equal to 1, then give here 1. Otherwise see blank. Because if this formula is going to give me 1, then we are going to give 1, otherwise blank, because we don't have to give anything else. This is the first day of the week. So I got blank because here we have the start is at the 5th. Now I'll change it to August. Since August starting from Sunday, you can say it is there 1. Now I'll copy the same formula to Monday. And over here, I'm going to change this. If is equal to 2, then give me 1, else blank. But does blank is going to work here? If I press enter, what will happen? We'll get 1. But in Sunday, we have already got 1. Then why in Monday blank? It should be 2. So we should not give here blank. What I'll do, I'll just take the value of Sunday and plus 1. So I got 2. But what will happen if Sunday is blank? In blank, when we are going to add 1, it will be a value error. You can see. So to remove this value error, we have to use if error, because that's what I have told you, that if error could be used to remove the value error. And we have to make it blank. And this becomes the final function for the first week, because the difficulty is always there when we have to take out the first week. Now let's drag this towards the last, and only the change which we have to do is equal to whatever number has been written. So in place of 2, I'll make it 3. In place of 3, I'll make it 4. In place of 2, here I'm going to make 5. Here I'm going to make 6. And here I have to make 7. So these are the changes which I have to do. Now finally the first week is ready to work on. Now just change the values. If I make it August, you can see from Sunday starting till 7th is the last. If I go July, it starts from Thursday. If I go June, it starts from this. So main concern was the first week, and that's I have done. So we used this formula is equal to if weekday date, we have made a date is equal to 1, then give me 1 else blank. And from Monday to Thursday, we have used the same formula, only the changes which we have did is equal to 2, in Tuesday 3, in Wednesday 4, in Thursday 5 kind of. So this is the first week which was a little bit crucial. For second, third and fourth, we simply have to use a formula is equal to last value plus 1 is equal to last value plus 1. That's the simple formula. We don't have to create any kind of complex functionality over here. And drag it till last and drag from here till fourth week. So I'm only dragging till fourth week, but I'm not dragging to fifth week. Let's see what will happen if I'll just do plus in fourth week. So if I'm changing with the month, you can see in August it's giving 35 days. Do we have 35 days in August? No, only 31. So that's why I did it till fourth week, because let's suppose it's a February and we are having 21 days. So here it is 1 and it will be 28 over here. That's the last day. That's why I'm doing it till only there. Just plus 1 kind of option. I'll not do it for the fifth week. For fifth and sixth week, we have to think of a formula. So that's my fifth and sixth week. Now let's again check. I need to know what's the last day of the month. Not the date, day of the month. Date we know, it's EO month function we can use. So can I get day of the month? Let's see. So for that again I need to make a date. That's my year. Month is in A3 because that's a numeric month we have to take. We cannot take January, February, March as names. 1. And here we have to get EO month of this. Sorry. Comma. 0 for the current month. If you do not know this syntax, please go on the last video and check the EO month which I have told you. This is going to give me the last date of the month, but I require the day, so I'm going to make a day and let's close. So finally we have a function prepared which is going to give me the last day of the month. Here we got 31 because it's August, September 30, October 31. If I move to February, it's 28. So kind of. Now let's select this whole function and put it over here is equal to if this whole function output is equal to last value, then give me blank, else give me last value plus 1. That's a very simple one. The whole function output gives you blank is equal to last value, give me blank, else last value plus 1. But if last value is blank and plus 1 again gives me the error, so for that, to remove the error, I'll use if error comma blank. And final function has been prepared to get the last value. I'll drag it to this side and just change the reference because it's going to L7, which we don't have to go. And here we have. And this one, again, I have to make it E8. Let's drag it till the last and select the whole and make it one down more, and finally we are there. Now change the month, you can see you are getting the values which are coming at the last. So perfect function has been made. Once more I am showing you the function is equal to if error, so that if any error will be there, then it will be removed. I used if day of end of month of this date for the current month is equal to last value, give me blank, else last value plus 1. And if any error, then remove it with if error. So finally we have done with, I'll remove these weekends, weekdays, week nums. I'll remove this formula, and finally it's time to touch up. Give a touch up to this calendar so that it looks a good one. Now you might be thinking why we are going through this calendar. As a productive value, if I talked about, there is no productive value of this calendar. We are just using this to get to know that this how to work on complex function. Complex function working we have to talk in this way, because you can see that we have made a complex function by adding a lot of functions. Here also I have used the same. So let's do a last touch up. I need to write over here calendar of August 2021 or whatever month, whatever year has been given over there. So I'm going to use a concatenation function. Within double quotes I'm typing calendar of ampersand August ampersand space ampersand 2021, and that says August of 2021. I'll select the whole, make this one, select this much of part, again make it. If you want to make some colors, just fill up some colors. Like I want to put this color. Sunday I want to make in another color, so I'll just make it to any dark color. Might be this one. I'll just fill up this one with this color, or any other color might be. This is also it's up to you what type of colors you want to fill up. Also I want to make a dark one, and now I'll go to view and remove the grid lines so that it will look like this. Now just change the values and you will get specific calendar in front of you. So this is how we can make a calendar. As again I am telling you, this is not having any specific production value. This is just to see how we can merge up the functions together and create a complex function, and how we can work on. So thank you for watching this video. We are coming with some more new videos in this.